So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Thank you so much for waiting, guys, and I'll be there very soon. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Thank you so much for waiting, guys, and I'll be there very soon. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. Okay, hello, hello, hello. Mic test. Okay, we are back with our top-down shooter episode number I think 12 है आज. तो 11 and 12 के बीच में बहुत बड़ा गैप था, but I have done a lot of work in the background for the project. तो but अभी भी काफ़ी काम है इसमें, especially the abilities and stuff जो मैंने introduce किया है इसमें. So basically you can select multiple abilities and you can only use like one at a time, stuff like that. तो वो सब थोड़ा डेटा जो हम लोग का जा रहा है, कौन सा एबिलिटी हम लोग ने सिलेक्ट किया है, कौन सा नहीं किया है, सेव हो रहा है या नहीं एवरी टाइम लोड होने पे एंड एवरीथिंग. फॉर एग्जांपल सोल्स करेंटली सेव नहीं हो रहे व्हेन वी डाई, लाइक आफ्टर वी रीस्टार्ट द गेम. एबिलिटीज़ कौन से इक्विप्ड है वो नहीं हो रहा, बाकी पर्टिकुलर वेपन का क्या डैमेज एंड एवरीथिंग है वो सब सेव होता है. एबिलिटीज़ का कुछ अपग्रेड सिस्टम फ़िलहाल रखा नहीं है, तो दैट ऑल्सो समथिंग आई हैव टू क्रिएट. तो विल सी क्या क्या हुआ है, क्या क्या बाकी है. अभी फ़िलहाल फॉर दिस लेवल आई हैवंट चेंज्ड अ लॉट एक्सेप्ट लाइक द कलर्स. आई थिंक जो पहले दिख रहा है वो आई थिंक पहले ग्रीन था, अभी पर्पल है. लेट मी जस्ट चेक. अराउंड 40, ठीक है. 20 FPS में आ रहा है इशू, बहुत लैग हो रहा है. ठीक है. सो ये जो HUD है इट्स ऑलमोस्ट द सेम, ये भी करेंटली चेंज करना है. बट राइट नाउ आई हैव लाइक 2 एबिलिटीज़ इक्विप्ड एट अ टाइम. सो वन ऑफ देम इज़ अ डैश जिसमें मैंने टाइमर रखा है लाइक अराउंड 5 सेकेंड्स का, बट बिकॉज ऑफ द लैग वो इसका पार्टिकल इफेक्ट भी प्रॉपर स्पॉन नहीं हो रहा है. एंड सेकेंड वन इज़ अ स्टॉम्प. probably मीडियम पे ये उतना अच्छा नहीं दिखेगा, बट आई थिंक मुझे आज के लिए मीडियम पे करना पड़ेगा. एंड इट्स एनी वे चेंजिंग दैट इन अनरन टाइम. which is here the scalability level it's setting to 2, which is high. Can set it to 1, which is medium. And it won't look very pretty, I know, but ठीक है. एंड ये जो शॉप का UI है ये थोड़ा बहुत चेंज हुआ है, इसी पे करेंटली विल वर्क. सो लाइक आई कैन स्विच बिटवीन माई गन्स राइट नाउ. सो उसमें कोई इशू नहीं है. गन स्विचिंग पहले थोड़ा डिफरेंट था, अभी थोड़ा अलग कर दिया है. लाइक अभी शॉप में अपना प्लेयर विजिबल होता है राइट साइड व्हेन वी आर डूइंग एनी चेंजेस और एनीथिंग. एंड ये जो एबिलिटीज़ है वी कैन सिलेक्ट लाइक 1 out of 4, which is basically I right now have a grenade, a dash, a stomp, and one like I've added a boost ability which will like maybe boost my player damage or something. I haven't programmed that yet, but वो 4 में से हम लोग को एक सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. तो basically if this is my stomp attack, when I select it I only have the option to change it to either grenade or dash. So if I select grenade right now, grenade is selected, and suppose this icon is for my stomp, so grenade and stomp are selected. So if I click on either of these, my only options are dash or boost, because both of them are already selected. So I can only select the ones that I have not equipped. So at one time I can equip one ability in each slot, and I can have 2 abilities at one time. So that is basically the idea. So all of that syncing is working, but only till the UI. For example, if I keep it grenade and boost, and if I play still I can dash and I can do all my like stomp attacks and dash attacks. So gameplay wise it's not syncing yet, my ability slot switching. That is something I have to work on. Then one more thing I have changed, which is the persistent loading. So I have like one map, which is this one, and I've created like a main menu for the game just so that I know where to start my level from. So it shouldn't really have the game menu visible if I play. So this is basically the main start screen. I can't, doesn't take F11 right now. Okay, but I can go to new game or settings. Like I've just created a basic one to select my scalability level, which is basically this thing. Right now I've set it to medium and I can start a new game. It will start a asynchronous load in the background and it will make the whole sub level visible when it's loaded completely. So based on my loading times, the loading screen can take anywhere between like 2 seconds to maybe 20 seconds. Okay, and this level works. So yeah, things to make right now are mainly the sync, my data sync, which is abilities ka. Okay, so if I show you, this is basically how I activate my abilities right now. Because I know they're not a lot, so haven't made a proper ability system because I didn't need one. So I've just created like an enum which is basically checking three abilities: grenade, stomp or dash. And based on that, whenever I click my ability 1 button, which is my mouse button, this button is for ability 1, this is for ability 2. So whenever I click on ability 1, I just check whatever my enum is on. So for example, this is currently on dash and stomp. So when I click ability 1, it does the dash. When I click on ability 2, it checks this and it does a stomp. So if I want to change my dash to nothing, but if I change my stomp to grenade, so now I can dash and I can throw my grenade, just spawning a decal. The shaders are a bit changed, so like it's taking time to load because I haven't really used grenade a lot. But yeah, it's the same way, like it's functional. Yeah, so it works the same way. Right now this weapon is also like set to max. So all of that is working except my quality is too low right now. Okay, so this is the main thing for now, my shop. Whenever whenever I select my ability, like for a slot, whenever I equip it, I update my abilities and I set up their icons and the names on the UI vertical slot. I've just created like a button widget which I'm spawning. So every time I click on this, it is creating all of these list of abilities that I have available right now. So I only have grenade and boost, so it created this when I clicked on that button. Okay, this should not have happened. So I have to make sure when I press escape out of that, it should spawn this panel every time I interact, and when I escape and come back in, it should again spawn this one. That I need to fix. But suppose I select grenade here, or dash here, or boost, so this ability that is being selected here has to update this variable. Which is the same way I've been doing for my weapons, which is this switch weapon. So I provided a weapon from the enum and it just sets to the current weapon and it attaches that weapon. So it destroys my current weapon and attaches a new weapon. So I'm destroying, spawning again and again. I know it's not that good, but it's just two weapons, so I'm not really going to change that for now. In case I notice a performance hit or I need to optimize something, I'll look at this for later, but right now I'm not looking at optimizing it. So I can do basically the same thing but for abilities. So directly just update the ability variable, because that is all I need, just the ability variable updated. I don't need to spawn or destroy anything. So I just need to make a custom event ability update or ability switched, and I also need to tell it on which slot and which ability. So for now, for the slot, I just do it from an integer like 1 or 2, and the actual ability switch this will be from 1 and 2. If it is 1, I'll set ability 1. This is it basically. I can convert it to a function, and I can call this function from my shop. So when I'm doing this and I'm updating my abilities, the only problem I see here is I have also created these two variables here, which are not really doing anything right now, so they are pretty useless. But anyway, so I'm basically taking their values and updating my ability on the start, and when I do select a slot, I call update. Yeah, here I'm setting my abilities. So or I can just create a function in my game mode where I get my abilities from a player, set them initially when I load data, and then set it when I select it on the UI, and get it when I need for the UI. This is my level loading. This is how I did my levels. This is technically useless, but I've just kept it in case. This is where I do my setup and I take control of the player. This is also currently useless, and I've also disabled my tick. So if I did want to create get abilities, it's better I just create a function. What it will do is take MJ, take ability, and just return it. That's it. Then I create one called set abilities, where I set ability. But now the point is, what do I set it to? And when do I call this? I will call this when my game starts and I load the data in. But is my game mode ever loading data in? I don't think so, because all of that part is been done in my game instance. So which is basically this loading. Now the question is, do I get my abilities from my game instance instead of my game mode, or do I keep it here and just access my game instance and set my abilities at the start? I think, yeah, I should keep it in the game instance. Do I have a reference? I should probably. There's no way I don't. I never access game instance in my game mode. It's kind of surprising to me. Then in set abilities we get a GI, we get ability 1 and ability 2 and set it, but our game instance does not have any abilities right now, so I have to create that. We have stats for a rifle, shotgun and souls, same way. Ability 1 and ability 2. Now I think I should keep them null, because maybe when I start the game my player doesn't have any abilities and unlock abilities as they progress through the game, so I don't want to have any default abilities. So I'll set them to null, and here I'll take the ability 1, ability 2 and set them. Okay, right now I'm not saving and loading these, so but I will get these values when I update my abilities for my slot, so I can just call get abilities. Wait, this can be a pure function. So then I just do this. In my shop, after I select, I have to do set abilities. Actually, and do I make it like this? And do set abilities. But then for the ability 2 I have to get abilities. Set ability 2. Yes, this is the basic setup, I think, and this is irrelevant then. So we'll set ability 1 this and ability 2 this. Might be confusing, but not for me. At least I'm clear with this. Okay. Okay. Now it should technically set my abilities. And these should be good to delete. Okay, yeah, they are. Nice. So now I should be able to switch my abilities from my shop. So right now if I have my dash and grenade, instead of grenade if I use a stomp, yes, we are stomping. And if I use grenade instead of dash, now I can throw grenade and I can stomp. But they are both currently I think on the same cooldown. Yeah, I can't use grenade when I'm stomp. So grenade also uses like the same timer and stomp also uses the same timer, which is I will have to solve it. But before I didn't plan on having multiple abilities equipping, so right now I do, so I'll have to fix all that. But ability switching working. This also technically can be a function, but I like making events so I can see them and access them easily. So all of this right now not being used. So if you see, there's also like an upgrade tab where you can still upgrade stuff. If I had enough souls, I have 0 souls right now, but if I did, I could still upgrade these things. That is also one thing I have to change, the way I upgrade right now. Like this UI, this whole page basically upgrades page. Like the equipment page I think will stay the same, except like minor effects, basically animations I have to create for this. But the functionality I think will like stay the same, where it opens a panel, you can select one of the 2 weapons from the panel, or maybe like if there are more than 2, then you can just scroll down and select the other weapon. And with this I think this is good. All I need to add are like some animations now to this. So if you don't know, this is like mostly inspired from God of War kind of. Not the equipping different weapons, because you always have all the weapons equipped in that, but here I can equip like one at a time. I can upgrade any one, like I can upgrade both of these at the same time in the same menu, which I will later on. But like switch using abilities or switching the abilities, which one I use, like they are like runic attacks in that game, which is kind of the same in this. You have a cooldown, you have a use, you don't have a use like energy or currency consumption on use, you just have a cooldown timer every time you use that ability, nothing else. So here also I have to create a back button, because if I select here I can't go back now. I have to select something, only then it pops this menu. Like if I select my dash, and if I want to go back to my dash, I should be able to press escape and go back, but it removes the shop, and then when I press the shop again it just creates the same thing twice, which is not ideal. If I go, it will keep creating the same thing again and again. Okay, so that is an issue which I will solve. So right now my back button works kind of with this on key down, and if I'm pressing escape I just remove my shop. So maybe it won't show me all the things, and like only these is. So first I think I should solve this. Every time I go to this equipment page I want to basically reconstruct it, everything from the start, so only this panel should be visible and nothing else. Like all of these should be removed from the parent or whatever you can call it. So this is the menu, equipment menu. So when I do click on the upgrade button, it's setting weapon menu to active and upgrade button to selected and equipment button to deselected, which is fine. Now every time I come back to like this one, set equipment menu to active widget, I need to add like a initializer or a constructor of some sort. Where basically every time I deselect upgrade or just the equipment menu, I also want to remove this if it has been created. Abilities, equipment page. So I have to remove this from parent. I have to make sure I remove it. basically this is what I'm doing. I'm updating my abilities, setting equipment panel to visible, and I am where am I removing that from my parent. This is what I'm doing, removing from parent. I think I should do it there and I should just recall it. Like, I'll keep it disconnected for now, and instead of doing it here, I remove it here. Then I have to call this again every time I switch back to my equipment menu. Sorry. Yeah, so it removes itself, and I have to do the same thing every time I click on the equipment. For example, if I do back, so I have to do that thing again, this thing. And I also need to check if this is because yeah, I have to check as well. If it is valid, then I remove it, and then I also set this to null so that I'm not storing any reference after removing it from parent. It's not been deleted yet. If I have to delete it, I have to call collect garbage, which will cause a hitch, which is why I don't want to do this. For example, if I do this, let's just see how big of a hitch this is. Okay, it didn't cause that very minute hitch. If you notice this FPS, it goes to yellow. It's a very like slight, only maybe for 1 or 2 frames, but it does go yellow. It's not going yellow now, but it does dip a bit down every time I call collect garbage, which is why I don't think I should. Yeah, it's written this can be a slow operation and should only be performed where a hitch would be acceptable. So I don't think hitches would be acceptable at a time when player is actively browsing or going through my menus. So this is the part I'll keep in a function, so I have to recall it every time I create my or click on my equipment panel. Collapse to function construct equipment panel. Okay, now every time I click on equipment button, I will call construct equipment panel. So If I leave it here, click on upgrades, go back to equipment. For example, if I select boost, go back, go here, so it's already selected boost and my whole menu is basically reset like this. I've selected stomp, I go back here, it resets to stomp and this menu goes away. Fine. So right now I don't even need an escape button, at least for now. If I do have to go back to my main equipment page, I can just like switch between equipment and upgrades and it will reconstruct the page. That's not the solution, but it does help me go back for now instead of having a back button. Okay, so it should be the same thing for escape. So like this basically. So every time my shop is constructed, let me check, is pre-construct being called every time I press E on my shop? Shop pre-construct, shop pre-construct. So I'll also call this here, and if I have to construct my upgrade panel or whatever, I'll also do that in future. So if I check, yeah, it constructs the menu again. I've selected boost and grenade. I go back, go to the menu, and boost and grenade are selected, and my menu is reset. Okay. So it was pretty simple because of this function that I created, which is why functions are very good. Okay. Now I think we should just add the part where you have to save these abilities out of game. Example, I select stomp and boost, and stomp and boost will work. Technically boost doesn't do anything, so if I'm clicking the button, doesn't do anything. But if I go back to select, so stomp and boost are saved, but they are not saved outside of the game. So if I go back, they are set to the default abilities, which is dash and grenade. So I have to make it so that my default slots are also saved, and I'll probably do that after a break. Right now we'll just take a break. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Thank you so much for waiting, guys, and I'll be there very soon. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Thank you so much for waiting, guys, and I'll be there very soon. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. I hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. hope you're enjoying this session, guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Okay. So with this shop, I was thinking ki we currently the upgrade system that we have, we don't like have a progress bar or anything like this one, like how there's +2 and something. So maybe I can add a progress bar to this which increases, which is like kind of boxes, and it just keeps on increasing every box every time we upgrade. So I can create a material for that. Either we can do that, like if we can't do that, we'll just go and do the save thing for us, ability slots. Is there anything useful for us? We do have stepped gradient which we can use. Make it like this, and we need a mask. We have to scale them also, kind of translate. Kind of like this. Then like if I am doing a 500 size, so and I want to have like 8 boxes, I'll have to do like 62.5, which is point 0.62. No, wait, what? This is 1. Maybe I have to change the aspect ratio or something. This will give us the gap between each box. Now if I need to add it here, I will have to create a vertical box. There's a background and fill image. The background, if I add progress, increasing this does nothing for my progress bar, nothing. Hmm. What if I wrap it with a size box? Then I can maybe override the width and height. This is my progress. Okay. Doesn't do anything like mid size. I can see like these two boxes. Yeah, they're kind of visible here. 141. So my fill will also need, I think, the same image. Yeah, now it works. I'll have to do like 0.15. So basically divide my progress bar into the number of upgrades I'm going to do, which is, I think, I'll have to check my data table. Ability DT weapon rifle stats. I have 10 levels for my fire rate and for my damage. 10. So I need to fit like 10 boxes in this. If I do increase my size box, it doesn't like change the number of boxes. The only thing that will change the number of boxes are the UVs of our material, which is this. I just don't know how this value is being calculated. Like if I do multiply 0.141 or 141 by 500, it gives me 70.5. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, yeah. 500 divided by 70.75 is 7 boxes. So if I want to display 10 boxes, I need to do 5. 10 into 70. 705. That's like 9 boxes. I think I just need to translate this. Yeah, because 500 and then 0.1 will give me 10 boxes. That's why I was like kind of confused why it's giving me half. But this should be what we need. Now if I need to increase my gap, I can just change this. Now my progress bar can have 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 5, 6. Just to check it is properly filling. Like 0.65 would fill it half, 0.7, 0.8. One. So I can keep it white, I can keep this one like whatever I need. And every time I click on upgrade, this thing should basically should also upgrade, but every time I even hover on this, it should highlight a next box and let me know like it's going to upgrade. So that's what I was thinking of doing. If we just see this how it looks, we may need an outline for that or a background. It's not visible. It should be visible. Oh, it's for my shotgun. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, need to add a spacer between them, some outline or something on basically behind that whole panel. But yeah, at least it works for now. Instead of spacer, it's better to use paddings on these things. Much better than a spacer. But yeah, for now, like I can just add this one to all of them, but first I have to make it functional. So This is for my shotgun menu. Shotgun damage progress upgrade bar. Yeah, so I have to create this thing for a rifle. Not inside it, but wrap this with a vertical box. Now by default it will be 0 every time I do upgrade. Which is this. I need to add that variable here. Can probably create like a subcategory. I don't know if I need it yet, but I'll set percent. Basically this is what I have to do, and every time I increase this, so whatever my rifle damage amount is, since it goes from 0 to 10, I have to set my percent value from 0 to 10 to 0 to 1, like just rebind it.
मध्ये टाकून प्रिंटरच्या बाजूला ठेवायचं. कळलं ना? इथे आत बाहेर कुठंच नाही ठेवायचं, प्रिंटरच्या बाजूला.
So इसको break and this goes from 0 to 10. So 0 to 10 से इसको clamp, what was it called, Can I just map range? Okay, there is unclamped one. Okay, this value is 0 to 10. I'll make it 0 to 1. Wait, it's not 0 to 10, is it? It's 1 to 10. Haha, the value goes from... So when the value is 1, this should be 0. I can collect some souls. I go here, upgrades, click on upgrade. I think it has to be 0 to 10 only, even though I'm starting from 1. So by default I have to set it to like 0.1. I should delete the game, then try again. Collect the souls. Yeah, so it upgrades every level. The only problem is for the first level it stays at 0, so I have to just make the initial value to 0.1. That is all, and it's better if I think I keep it like... I made it red. Looks black. Wait, what? Why is the red acting like black? So red is like non-existent. Or do I just create another instance of this and change the color there on the instance? Mi UI upgrade progress. So this is basically my color. I can change my color to anything. If I do make it red, Hmm. Okay, that was confusing. The appearance was set to red. Now, if I change it into white, or if I just select this one, I can just change the tint as I want. Yeah, okay. This is my shotgun. And I should probably create this as a child widget, which I can just spawn here better, so that I can do all these settings for all the progress bars of damage, fire rate, spread, and everything in just one child blueprint, and just not have the difficulty of keeping track and copying all the colors and all the progress bars again and again. I don't have enough souls. That's also one more thing, that the button should be able to indicate if I can upgrade or not upgrade. Okay, right now it doesn't tell me if I can or can't. If I do select, okay, if I had a fill image, I could probably see this. If I have like a stomp arrow image, how does this animate? I'm confused. Also, something I can create right now, like, is a very simple animation for this upgrade button, so that every time like I hover over the upgrade button, it just either it highlights or something, but I can, every time I click on it, it increases like a progress bar, where it's basically like I have to hold. This upgrade button doesn't work on click but on held time. Like if I hold it for 1 second, then only my damage upgrades. So I was just checking if I can create a dynamic material to change the parameters on runtime for this kind of image, like fill image. Image. If I do make brush from material and if I create a dynamic material instance, so yeah, I can do this technically. So kind of a progress bar which will be behind kind of the upgrade button, like a background to it. Keep it white for now. This is what my button will look like, kind of like this. Bye bye. Bye bye. If it's 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. So kind of like this is like my progress bar, the value going from this, but kind of will be 1. What if I do 1 minus? Does it work? No. I have to like start it like this. Minus 0.7, minus 0.6, minus 0.5, like this. Like this is my progress bar. So, or maybe I'll just create Um, I'll just multiply this by point minus 1. Then it goes reverse. Wait, why is it going reverse? Huh? I don't know, should be pretty simple. I can just like do 1. I should be able to do 1 and then minus this, but then the 1 minus node isn't working, so still going inverse. I'll have to do the same way. Okay, now it's working. Cool. So the 1 minus had to be here. I was doing these values. So this value basically has to go from 0 to 1. And yeah, nothing else. The transparency of this thing. I can technically loop it, but if I this is basically like my transparency which I can control. I don't know if I need to do this because I can just use my UI's render opacity to manage that. But I can also create this as a parameter if needed. Right now I'll keep it on masked because that's much better. And this will be my progress. So what is this? My rifle. Hello, Stormrun Gaming. So behind this upgrade button, if I do add an image, I can add a border, but of course I can't add multiple things here because it's just a simple button. I'll have to add an overlay or something. But even if I'm going to do this, I will anyway create a child blueprint of this button to use it. So I will wrap it with a overlay for now and just add an image to that overlay and scale this image. This image goes back. Upgrade button for now won't be that visible. Color for this will be like kind of gray. The image will be MUI progress. Wait. I don't know which progress bar these are. These are, I think, from the material lab. To upgrade your PC for displacement maps in Unreal to work, that's crazy. Only for displacement maps you have to upgrade your Unreal. Wow. Oh, sorry, update your PC. Must be tough. But the one I created, okay, it's called update button. And yeah, so you can see like the progress behind it. So of course by default the progress would be 0. And every time we click on it, where the longer we hold it, the progress will increase. Basically, that's the thing. So for now, if I do check the so I am going to anyway put this thing in my as a child widget, but right now, like just for testing sake, oh, this is why it wasn't updating. Okay, I hadn't plugged it in. But what was I going to do is create. I have one clicked. I have to also yeah. So for this one, I'll have to use a pressed and a released, or just a pressed. And if I've pressed it for like 1 second, then it will go ahead and do the clicked thing, which I'm doing right now. So this thing will not happen unless I've pressed this button for a second, which is basically set timer. Right now I'll just do it by event, and I will do check button pressed after 1 second. This is my upgrade button pressed timer. Actually, it's a big name. It has to be my rifle, or not my fire rate, my damage. And once I have pressed it for 1 second, now I have to see that I'm continuously pressing this. So on released, I have to reset this timer. So where's my button? Rifle damage upgrade button on released. It always spawns in the middle. On released, I want to clear, and if it does go to 1 second, then I want to do this. Okay, let's try this. I still need to like increase the material parameters and whatnot, but okay, I don't even have enough souls. Haha. So if I click on upgrade, doesn't do anything. I'm waiting for 1 second, 2 seconds, nothing's happening. I'm holding it now and it upgrades to 30. I hold it, upgrades to 40. Hold it again, upgrades to 50. So I can't just keep holding in it and it will keep upgrading. I'll have to click again, and I think that's what I intend to do. I don't want them to just click once and hold till it upgrades the whole thing. So this is what we want to do, except I just want to also add a progress bar behind the upgrade button, just like in God of War. So I have to create a dynamic material instance every time I press and I set this timer. It will be MUI upgrade button it just gives me a dynamic object reference. Okay, so I can just do like set parameter, set scalar parameter value. Now I have to do this kind of like every frame. I have to start another timer basically, which is what I'm thinking of. Should I start another timer, or can I just use this timer somehow, and after it has completed the 1 second I can just do this? Or should I start two timers? So starting two timers might not be the most efficient way to do this, I know, but just to see that this thing works, because I haven't used dynamic material instances yet for UI. So I'm just curious to see if it works or not. For the upgrade or update material progress, so like every 0.1 second or like 0.5. We'll also clear this one, by the way. At every 0.5 seconds I will take this material and set my progress, which will start from 0 always. It will start where's a float. It will start from 0 and we add like 0.05 every 0.05 seconds. So let's just start with that. We'll see where it goes. But I need to complete this within 1 second. So I have to basically divide this by this time by 1 second. So if I'm doing this like every 0.1 second, so I have to do like 1 divided by 0.1 and I have to add that value every time here. But yeah, for now let's just see how this thing looks. I have to upgrade progress, and after I clear this I need to make sure I set the value to 0. Oh, I also need to clamp it to 1, but let's see. No, it doesn't work. Oh yeah, we haven't set this to a button. But anyway, regardless of this, this should have worked. Oh, I didn't have enough souls. Makes sense. So I need to set this to my upgrade button. Not the upgrade button, but to the image behind the upgrade button, which is this one. Upgrade button progress bar. Rifle damage. Very long name. Might have to do something about the names, I know. So set brush from material, set this one. And I have to collect souls before doing anything. Yes, it works. We are making God of War. Let's go. You can also see like my souls depleting. That can also of course have an animation of its own, but if I go and check, it should have saved. Oh no, I was deleting everything before. Yeah, makes sense. So I'm basically deleting my game before loading, so it will never save the data, so even my fire rate and stuff is not loaded in, so it's good for testing. And yeah, if I keep holding it, it will just get stuck on the value of 1. I think after 1 it should just go back to 0. like after it reaches 1. That's what I feel like should happen. So we should clamp this between 0 and 1, and also if a value is already greater than or equal to 1, then I just set it to 0. Otherwise you can keep updating the progress, but once it reaches 1 or greater than 1, we push it back to 0. Yeah. Oh, okay, this should not happen. So after going back to 0, it should also stop. It should clear the timer basically. But if I check, like now I can't upgrade until I keep clicking on the button for at least a second. If I just press and release, this is what happens. So this is, I feel like, a good indication that you can rethink about your decision to upgrade something. Like it's not just one click and it's like, oh no, I just spent my souls or my currency onto something I didn't want to upgrade. So that's what I usually do, like in games like God of War or something where I have to upgrade. I usually upgrade and then I realize I don't need it to, I didn't need to do that. But when I looked at this button, I was like, yeah, this is kind of a very satisfying way to just keep checking that okay, yeah, I can upgrade this. I have the ability to upgrade, or I have the coins or whatever is needed to upgrade this, but it's like, do I want to continue doing it? And after 1 second, yeah, your upgrade is confirmed. So after the upgrade is confirmed, I want to just make it so that this looping stops. What I can do is put a branch here, and if it does reach this true, should I just run like this? I mean, I can just create this as a function. I can call that function again, but I'm just wondering if I should do that, because it clears this timer also, which is, I think, fine. I hope it doesn't cause a problem. Like as soon as it hits 1, it should technically do like upgrade my button. It doesn't upgrade my things. That's what I'm afraid of. Like if on the same frame that it turns 1, it clears the timer. Okay, it does upgrade, and I'm holding my click now and it doesn't work. Cool, nice. I like this. Only thing left is like the button also like animates or has a fade in fade out kind of. On hover it changes the opacity or the tint, and even like on click it changes, the whole button changes. Like that is also something I will anyway change later on. Yeah, for now this button had a tint and a background color. What if I make it like red or something? This thing to have a shadow. Should I add a shadow or a outline? The only reason I don't like outlines are because of like they don't go between 0 and 1. It's so dumb. I'll probably have to create my own outline material, but this is the reason I don't like outline. You can't go between these values. Like you just can't. There's no way. You can't go like 0.1. Which is why I feel like shadows are sometimes much better. Because like you can at least change the offset to however you want. Yeah, I know it might not be like visible on the stream. Actually, it is visible. Just like the color. Anyway, I'll just like take a short break and I'll be right back in some time. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. So guys, thanks for watching and we'll be right back within 5 minutes and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. I hope you're enjoying this session guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Thank you so much for waiting guys, and I'll be there very soon. So guys, thanks for watching and we'll be right back within 5 minutes and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. I hope you're enjoying this session guys, and just wait a few minutes and I'll be right back with you. Just wait for a few minutes and I'll be right back. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll be right back within 5 minutes, and we'll continue our session about making games in Unreal Engine. Until then, watch more about Game Institute. Okay. So yeah, I was also noticing like I haven't updated these texts to have the same font. So I should probably do that. I know this looks a bit ugly right now. Probably this is better. With a shadow. It's not really visible, the shadow. So like I said, like these buttons are not, they're not like in a child blueprint right now, so I can't just keep reusing this logic. Should I keep all this logic like in my upgrade button child blueprint and just add this as a event dispatcher from that child blueprint to this parent, so that I can just replace this with that, and all this souls logic and all will still be here. I think I should do that, because even if I'm not using the same layout later on, still the upgrade button just made as a blueprint will be useful later on. So in the shop, upgrade progress bar or just progress, or weapon upgrade button, ability upgrade button, or just upgrade button in general. Oh wait, what am I doing? So Should I add a overlay and then add buttons and size boxes, or what? Or what? Image also like kind of behind the button, and a text saying upgrade. Which will be, I'll keep it 30 size. Okay, now I don't know if the overlay will adjust, but it has to adjust. Just adding this button, let's see how it looks in our shop, and I'll remove all of this abilities, page, game instance. Yeah, so instead of this overlay, now I need that button, upgrade button. So this is kind of like how common UI works, but I'm creating my own custom one. So this upgrade button is kind of the text is basically what's determining the size of the button. Even though I've kept it like center, if I just keep like 10, then the button goes small. Hello. So maybe I should like add a size box and then set the size, because like right here you can see the button has a text as a child, so the text just goes inside the button and takes like a small space. But if I'm having it like under this overlay, so it's just creating the size of my button. Instead, if I do it like this, yeah, then it looks much better. If I do it 10, much better. So just to let you know, like what I'm making is this upgrade button where you can hold it for 1 second, and after you've held it, like your thing will upgrade. So right now it's not upgrading because I don't have enough souls, but if I go and collect enough souls, I can go, and if I hold this upgrade, it will upgrade it to 30. And if I click once and hold it, and if I keep holding it, nothing will happen. It will just upgrade once. Not it won't loop. So all of that thing is worked out, and if I just click and leave it in the middle after 0.5 seconds or something, so it will also not do anything. So yeah, first thing is that the hovered and clicked events from the button after remove, so that only the background image works. So this image will be my MUI upgrade button, and this button I'll have a little bit, but on hovered and on pressed, I don't want any tints. I don't want any tints to change. So all of them on white, the tints. So that if I select a color, not for this, yeah, for the background, if I select like a reddish color, so my progress bar in the background will fill and my button will not react to any hovering or clicking. So yeah, this button reacts to hover and clicks. This button does not. Only the upgrade bar will fill. So this thing will go in my child button. This button on pressed, I'll add this event, and on released I'll do this. And this timer I can just create it, tell it to create this variable, and this one also create. This progress bar will basically be this image that I'm setting my brush on. And after this thing is done, and I add this custom event that clicked, or should I say like upgrade activated or something. Animation done. After the animation is done, I will add call this and when the upgrade activated runs, basically want to call upgrade activated. Very neat trick. Let me check if it works. So the upgrade like kind of works. Once it's done, we can probably upgrade our stuff, but the way it's like starting from either 0 or whatnot, so that depends on all these properties that we have taken for image, rounded box. So right now it's set to border. Yeah, and this progress is set to white. We'll see how it looks. This progress starts properly. This doesn't, like, it starts with an offset, which is weird. But if we grab some souls, yeah, it upgrades our stuff. So anything we have to change, like for example the font size, we can change from here. You can go to the shop and यहाँ पर we can delete this one. It didn't delete the whole thing, it just, because this is on a widget weapon switcher, it just switches it off. But yeah, this is how the button looks. Because it doesn't have a background, so this like blends with my game, so it's not properly visible. I know. Yeah, it doesn't start from like zero. Is it because of the image size or something? Draw as image, no tile. Oh, it has a default padding. Okay. It had some padding issues. Yeah, now it's better. Yes, this is how we upgrade. For the button to just be more visible, I can increase the opacity, and my image tint is also right now red. I'll just make it white and test. Yeah, this is how it looks with white. If I do intend to make my UIs like kind of I need to make a palette. I have made a palette, but I don't think it's saved in this one, because basically I need to like do this. But this is it's not opaque. Bro, delete. And that tint, maybe we can make the tint darker than the actual button. Right now you can see like the tint it goes lighter than the actual button, which is fine for now. Maybe it shouldn't go this much lighter. So the opacity, color. Wait, no, I think I'll have to. Okay, I thought I'll have to change in the material instance, but the material is fine. I can just do this. Also, yeah, if I don't have enough souls, the animation should not play or something. I have to make sure that. Now the best part, I can just add this button everywhere instead of suppose this one. So this is my rifle fire rate upgrade button. What? Oh yeah, I just removed that button. Doesn't matter, I don't need this anymore. Oh new. And now instead of this, I can just call the rifle upgrade activated, which always spawns there. Go to designer and remove this button, and if there are any events that I have used, there are none. Now I can just play and test that my damage is, or my fire rate is also animating the same way, and it's upgrading my fire rate. Everything works. Okay, so because I created this button as a separate blueprint, I can keep reusing it and not have the headache of setting all the values of my button again and again. What is this? I didn't remove this. Feel like a damn queen. So I've created like these spaces here, which I will remove later on, because I know it's better to use paddings than spaces. The only problem is that when you have some values here which are taking different amount of space, so you have to add them maybe like inside a size box, so that suppose this damage and fire rate both will take the same amount of space, so that this starts from the same amount of space, like they all have the same gap in between them, which I'm not doing now because I may change this whole UI. By the whole UI, I mean at least like the layout of it, not this upgrade button that I've just created and put time in, because I'll use this. That was the point of creating the button, so that I can just use it anytime, anywhere, and just change some properties, and I'm like good to go. But yeah, like this layout I may change, because right now I have my player here, so you can see like the way I switch between what I want to upgrade, like either my rifle or my shotgun, is by clicking on the image, which is not what I want, because my player is standing here. I don't want this rifle to be here, so I want to have like maybe small icons which I can add here and click on those icons, like a rifle icon, a shotgun icon, and maybe in future if I want to, I not that if I want to, I do want to. I think I'm planning on adding upgrades to my abilities, which are these abilities like the stomp and boost. So I know the UI doesn't look that good, but I need to add like animations and stuff. But first I need to decide on a particular layout for this. So I think this is the layout that I will go with, like a one header like this, and then my player here like when I'm in the shop, my player has to be here, so all my stuff has to be on the left side of the screen, left half of the screen. So if I don't have this details panel, so it is basically like this, and the player also comes like a little bit more to the right, hopefully. Can I press F1? No, the F11 doesn't work. So like on a proper 16:9 ratio, my player should move, I think, more towards the right, and like this is like the half of my screen. So that is the part that I have to adjust my whole layout on. My damage upgrade, my fire rates, and for my shotgun I have damage, fire rate, spread, and maybe I'll add more stuff. And I was thinking of adding like an accuracy to my rifle, so that my bullets when I fire they like go left and right. They don't exactly follow my crosshair. They may have a spread on them, like just it. I can't have a vertical recoil because this is a top down game, so at least I can add a horizontal recoil onto them, which you can upgrade and make the spread better and make it less spready, and like make it follow the crosshair and go like straight, or sometimes like they may have a error to them at the start, and you can upgrade and rectify that error. So that's what I'm looking to add for the rifle. And for the shotgun, I think these three are fine, but the main thing is adding upgrades to my abilities, which I don't know how I will do that, but I will do that. The thing of how is like it's easy to do it, but it's just that adjusting all of that into this one panel of upgrades is what I'm thinking of. So I may want to add a sub panel here. So like in equipment, right now I have my equipment for my weapon, for my ability. Oh, by the way, this doesn't go away, this also I need to take care of this. Yeah, so like this is where I can handle my equipment, and in upgrades I can handle weapon upgrades or ability upgrades, and in weapon upgrades I'll have both of these, and in ability upgrades I'll have all the abilities. So yeah, that's what we are planning. Let's see how long it takes. And if we did want to see it on high scale, which is what I am creating it on, it resets it back to Yeah, this is the actual graphics on what I'm making it on and not the high graphics. But it was just like not really useful to show this because we were anyway working on the UI. So the UI doesn't look much better on the high graphics compared to medium, but yeah, at least you can see how the player looks and the game is much darker than it looked before. So this is what the experience I'm going for right now in the game. It doesn't work all the time. The grenade, I don't know why. Probably due to the FPS or something. I don't know. But yeah, that was it for today. I'll end the stream here and we'll continue this next week hopefully. We'll see how far we go with this, and I'm hoping to complete this in the next 2 sessions. So yeah, that was it. See you later. Bye bye.